As I got into the word, that stuff don't matter. I'm trying to be a God. What we finish with that? Verse 3. You finished?
With verse 3.
Okay, go verse 3.
If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
See, a lot of people ain't tasted it. Folks say, what you talking about tasting him? How you taste it? When you walk somewhere, you don't need money. Come on there, Mr. Parker. They got you. When you walk somewhere and they tell you, you ain't got to show your credit report. Like, man, why? Because I tasted him. Do it work every time? No. But am I going to give up on God because it didn't work that time? No. He said a righteous man fall what? But he get back up. That's what's wrong with people. They don't want to fall. And they look at you like, oh, it didn't work this time, did it, Jeff? Yeah. I'm looking at you, you so silly in the mind. It's something bigger he got for me. Let me get out of me. Verse 11.
Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul.
Wait a minute. Abstain from what?
Fleshly lust.
Fleshly lust. This lust we have, man. This sexual lust, this lust for other people's things, all this envying people's stuff. Envying, this is what he's talking about. And most of all, this particular chapter is for my Hebrew brothers right here in this land, always talking about getting their stuff and not obeying the laws of the land. This is what he said here. Go ahead.
12. Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles.
Honest amongst who?
The Gentiles.
Who are the Gentiles? White folks, Europeans. He said, have your conversation genuine. What he said, have your conversation honest among the Gentiles. That what?
That whereas they speak against you as evildoers,
yes, sir,
they may be your good works, which they shall behold, glorifying God in the day of visitation.
He said, look, man, have your conversation pure before them Gentiles. Be honest with them. Be honest with them. Talk to them. They hold the wealth in this world right now. God gave it to them. And you trying to buck against them? I'm trying to buck against them? No. Have your conversation right. Why? Keep going.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme.
Whatever this Gentile tell you do in this land, if it ain't breaking the law, you submit to it. He tells you to get a license, you go get a license. He tells you to go and buy some fishing license. He tells you to go and buy insurance for your car, you get insurance. A lot of black folk riding around here without insurance on the car. I can't get in this mud right here now. I get in that mud. This is what's going down in the world. They do not submit to the orders of the world. They don't want to. They don't understand what we were put here, why we were put over here. We put over here for to learn, for our punishment. This is our punishment. But he said, just because you're over here in this land, that don't mean I'm gonna leave you. That don't mean I'm gonna forsake you, excuse me. I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna show you how to work through this system. But he says, submit your ways, submit yourselves to every ordinance of the man. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers.
Yes, sir.
And for the praise of them that do well.
So he tells me, he says, submit to the governors until that is sent to him for punishment of the evildoer. We know that they are punishing us on the streets. We know this. But I'm not going to buck against the police officer because he pulled me over. Oh, what he pulled me over for? But no, I'm going to say, how you doing, Mr. Officer? You know you speeding, sir? Yes, sir. Why you speeding? I was trying to get home real fast. I'm sorry, Mr. Officer. He said, okay, slow it down. Warning. You know, most of us, why you pull the rest of them over? Look at them speeding. Why you pick me? Why not? You got the man up in the ride. Now you say, you know what, I'm going to give you a ticket for your attitude. For your attitude. This is why God gave them rulership over us, because we didn't do what we're supposed to do in our land. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For so is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
Yes, sir. When you do well doing, meaning you follow the law, And don't praise somebody because they praising you. You do because you're doing it right. And I tell people all the time, oh, you can tell if a person's growing, but somebody do you wrong, you still doing right. That's how you know you're growing. That's how you know they don't rent no space in your mind. This is how you grow. But if you got to hit them back with what they hit you back with, you ain't growing. And believe me, I had to work on that. I had to work on that. Still working. Go ahead.
16, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God.
That's what it is. You know, people always got a sob story. Don't use that as a sob story or maliciousness, but as servants of God. We know what situation we're in. We know this situation is pent up against us. So we got to figure out how we can maneuver ourselves in this world. Instead of going gun for gun, knife for knife, evenness for evenness. We got to go in this being a servant of God, showing people that we can act civilized. And you look out down the street, man, we like some animals. For real, we like some animals, man. Because of this envying. Let's go to Galatians. Who we got? We got another verse?
Yeah.
Two more? One more? Oh, go ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Verse 17 says, honor all men, love brotherhood, fear God, honor the king.
Yes, sir. This is what he's talking about. That's good. I'm glad I didn't miss on that. He said, honor all men, love God, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. Just because that person has done something wrong, you honor them. Just because your mama has said something or your dad has said something that you didn't like, you honor them. Don't get yourself in trouble, get your life cut short. Honor them. He said, honor the brotherhood. Treat your brotherhood, treat your brothers right, your sisters right. That ain't blood to you. Honor the king. The king is the president of the United States. If he tell you to do something, do it. As long as it ain't breaking the law. Go ahead.
18, servants, be subjected to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward.
This is talking about your boss. If you got a boss at work, he's a servant, be subjected to your master. And you know, got these Muslims, the Africans say, hey, the white man put that in the Bible. No, he didn't put that in the Bible. You don't know your history. You in this land to serve now. We don't run nothing over here. He tells them, look, man, subject yourself to your master with all fear. If he said he's going to do that, if he said he's going to put you in jail, he's going to put you in jail. So you better do what you're supposed to do. I better do what I'm supposed to do. Go ahead.
Verse 19, for this is thankworthy. For this is thankworthy. If a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
See what he said? You got to put this in your mind. This in your conscience. You got to endure suffering. Being wrongfully accused. Endure it. He didn't say the weapon wasn't going to form up against you. He said it wasn't going to prosper. They're going to come up against you. Be ready to fight. I tell y'all, y'all got to be ready to fight all the time. But if you're ready to fight all the time, this devil will knock you out of life. By what? Your emotions. You won't be ready to get up and do nothing. Go ahead.
Verse 20, for what glory is it if when ye buffet for your faults,
yes, sir,
ye shall take it patiently, but if when ye do well,
yes, sir,
and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with God.
What he said, go through it. But he sent Satan to buffet us. That what buffet mean, work you out. Work you out. Satan always gonna be here, and this man, and this man. Always. So get used to it. You gotta learn when that test or when that trial come up, what I did wrong so I won't do wrong again. We're dealing with this envying right now. This is the problem with people. They don't understand the envying part. You finished with that?
Verse 21.
We're good with that. We're good with that. Let's keep going. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5. Galatians 5. Just want to make sure everybody understands. Now this thing is serious. That's why these people should be killing out here. That's why people dying of depression. I don't feel like it. And believe me, I feel the same way sometimes. I had to push myself. And sometimes I don't. I just don't do it. I ain't leaving myself out. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. We gotta let the Spirit lead us, y'all. But the Spirit can't lead you if you don't know what the Spirit sounds like. That's wrong. Most people, they hear voices, but they don't know the voice they hearing is right or wrong. This is how you hear. This is how you can check them out through the Scripture. If somebody tell you this voice come in your head, check them out through the Scripture. Don't be saying, I'm gonna let the Holy Ghost talk to them. I'm gonna do what the Holy Ghost say. That devil can sound just like the Holy Ghost. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. Go ahead, brother.
This I say then, walk in the Spirit.
Yes, sir.
And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other.
Yes, sir.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
See, it's a war between your flesh. The flesh is talking about your emotions. And the Spirit is talking about God's law, His word. If those two are warring against each other, you got a problem. When we talk about envying, you got a problem when it talks about envying. When the Spirit tells you, no, you cannot do this or commit adultery on your wife, or your wife ain't doing what she's supposed to do. No, you can't do that. But your flesh saying, hey, whoever want to jump in here, let's go. You can't do it like that. That's a war. And you got to make sure you look in the Scripture and say, thou shalt not commit adultery on your husband or wife. Thou shalt not steal because somebody stole something from me. This is what people got to understand. Go ahead.
18. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law.
People take this one little verse and say, you can't do, you don't supposed to do the law.
That's right.
But if you're led by the Spirit, you are doing the law. Come on. This is what people don't understand. That road out there on this road is what, 55 miles per hour on the road. If you ride 50 miles per hour, don't go 50 miles per hour, you do not go over the law. The law won't mess with you. So the law won't abide with you of getting a ticket. But if you go over that 55, you broke the law. But if you come under, you are walking in the law. Understand that? And they take one little scripture and say, oh, you ain't got to do the law no more because I'm going led by the Spirit. You led by the devil if you believe that. Go ahead, bro.
19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
Yes, sir.
Which are these: adultery. Understand
what he's saying. This is the works of the flesh now. I can't go through all these, but you need to go and research all these because these are very vital for us to get into the kingdom. He said, "What? These are the things he said that you're not going to get in if you performing these acts.
Adultery, fornication,
yes, sir,
uncleanness,
lasciviousness. I have a problem with that too. The lasciviousness is evil lust. Go ahead.
20. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, sedition, and heresies. 21. Envyings, murderers, drunkenness, revelings, and such like.
See what he said right here? He said envying. This is the subject. Envying. It falls in line. These are the things that will keep you out of God's kingdom. Let me show you. Keep going.
Okay, revelings and such like.
Yes, sir.
Which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Ooh. Those who do all these such things, you cannot get in. I didn't say it. We read it. You can't get in. You're outside looking in. So we all need to research every one of these things to see what we fall in under. See if we fall in this category. We got to keep a check on this stuff. Go ahead.
22. But the fruit of the Spirit is joy. The fruit of the Spirit is love,
yes, sir,
joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith,
This is the fruit of the Spirit. This is what you're supposed to have. These are the things you're supposed to work on. Go ahead.
23, meekness, temperance, against such there is no law.
So when you're doing love, gentleness, long-suffering, goodness, faith, ain't no law. Because you're doing the law. Period. But this is what you need to pay attention to. Verse 24 right here, that killed a lot of people. Go ahead.
24, and they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts.
If you are Christ, you have crucified the flesh of affection and lust. This means that cause somebody make you feel bad, they're not going to make you go out there and hurt them, lie to them, steal from them, kill from them, commit adultery. No, you crucified that. Because you know, if you do that, you're going to the lake of fire. You could be doing something, one particular adultery, witchcraft, and all that, and God kill you right then. You ain't even got time to repent. You died in your sin. But when you crucify this flesh and you say, no matter what, I'm not going to operate in the realm of sin once this long suffering comes up. I'm going to try to keep my head. Help me, Lord. Pray. But you got to crucify these affections. That means your emotions. You just can't do stuff emotionally. You got to do stuff right. Emotion ain't got nothing to do with right and wrong. Well, right, excuse me. You got to make sure you do it right. Period. You feel that? Let's look at somebody who didn't crucify their flesh. They go to 2 Samuel chapter 11. Envy. When you talk about DJ envy. Envy. Look at somebody who didn't crucify their flesh. 2 Corinthians chapter 11. What I said? Yeah, 2 Samuel. So you paying attention at your James. 2 Samuel chapter 11 and verse 1. Yes, sir. And this is the king of Israel right here. He had a problem with envy. Verse 1. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel. And they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
So they wanted his troops going out warring, but David stayed in Jerusalem. But something caught David's eye. Go ahead.
And it came to pass in the evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Ooh, he saw that pretty woman. She was outside bathing, washing herself, naked. He saw her. And what, man, you got to guard your eyes now. You can't get them side pieces. It's going to hurt you in the end. Now. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your family. And David hurt his family bad. Go ahead.
And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
So David knew who he was, knew who she was, and knew who she was married to. He knew it. Go ahead.
And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
Stop. He said, David sent messengers, come up to my place. And she didn't even hesitate. Evidently she wanted a better husband or something. Didn't hesitate, went up in there. And David, he know he wrong. You're the king of Israel. You know the law. That's what I tell you, man. When I read these, when these great men of God suffer and lack it, I got a chance. That's how I look at it. I got a chance. Well, go ahead.
For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned into her house.
So she was purified, period, on her own. Go ahead.
And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child.
Now you know what I did say with this woman, now she with child. Now Uriah, he off warring. So she told her pregnant. Them months ain't gonna add up to Uriah. Uriah said, I want to hear all this time. How you be pregnant within 5 months or 4 months? This is what this envy coming in. Coveting also is on the same playing field as envy. He coveting this man's wife, desires another man's wife. Go ahead. And I'm pretty sure it looked real good to her because it's the king of Israel. He got it all. He got everything, land, money, and everything. She thought the grass was green on the other side. Go ahead.
6. And David sent Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David.
So he went and got Uriah. He wanted Uriah to come up and talk to him. David slick Joab too, boy. Go ahead.
And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
So he up there shooting the bull with him. How the war is? You doing good out there, boy? I'm glad you're doing good, man. You're doing good. He riding and sleeping with your wife. That's why I mean be careful when you let in your house now. Go ahead.
And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house. And there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
So David gonna get him a nice meal so he go in the house so he have sex with his wife. Because he know Bathsheba already pregnant. So he trying to plan the months up here. So he go and sleep with her. But Uriah, he was so dedicated to David. Go ahead.
But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to this house.
He didn't even go down. Go ahead.
And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down to his house, David said unto Uriah, Camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down into thy house?
You're like, man, why you go down there and mess with your wife? I know you've been out there war, you want to see your wife? Listen what Uriah said. Go ahead. And
Uriah said unto David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into my house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing.
He said, my men out there on the battlefield. I want to be out there with my men. They're out there fighting. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this food and lie with my wife for my men out there. He was dedicated to the army of Israel. So David seen that, David said, oh man, I got to do another plan now. Now David finna plot to kill the man. This is the king of Israel now. Go ahead.
And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter, saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
He said, look man, y'all gonna come up on a hot spot in the battle, where y'all gonna be in heavy battle, y'all sit him in the forefront. And when you sit in the forefront, when he out there fighting, y'all draw back from him. Let him come up on him. This is what y'all do. It's David. The man deaf and everything. And he carried the letter to Joab. His death letter to Joab. Go ahead.
16. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that violent men were.
Valiant men were,
17. And when the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
He died, man. Well, understand, God always looking at all this now. He looking. Ain't nothing getting by God, not even from the king of Israel. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 1. Let's see what happened. You see all this envying coming in another man's wife? On another side, David got so many wives. Too many. But he wanted this man's wife also. Too many. He left home to be with his side piece. 2 Samuel chapter 12 and 1. This side piece finna get you messed up, David. Verse 1, go ahead.
And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, There were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor.
So Nathan coming with a parable. And the parable going to be about David. And he don't know it. He want to see what knowledge or what answer he going to give about this parable that's about him. Go ahead.
The rich man had exceedingly many flocks and herds.
That's David. He the rich man, but he don't know that. Go ahead.
But the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up.
That's Uriah and his wife. Go ahead.
And it grew up together with him, and with his children. It did eat of his own meat,
yes, sir,
and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter.
Go ahead.
And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd, to dress for the wayfaring man that was coming unto him, but took the poor man's lamb, and dressed it for the man that was coming to him.
He said, this rich man took this one little lamb from the poor man. And listen to the response David said. Go ahead.
And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, As the Lord liveth, the man that hath done this thing shall surely die.
He said, as the Lord liveth, the man that done it gonna surely die. Go ahead. And listen what Nathan said.
And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. And Nathan said to David, Thou art the man.
Ooh.
Thus saith the Lord.
He said, Nathan said, Thou art the man, David. I bet he was standing there with his mouth full like, man, I just ordered my own death. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
He said, I anoint you king of Israel. I gave you all your wives, all this land, and you gonna mess with this man, one wife? One, and you gonna kill him, because you envied, you coveted, all them on the same playing field, desiring somebody else's stuff and possession. Stop desiring, y'all. These are men of God getting in trouble here. Jump down to verse 9. Go ahead.
Wherefore hast thou despised the commandments of the Lord?
What commandment you despise? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Go ahead.
To do evil in his sight. Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thy house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Understand what he said, that the sword will never depart from your house. David's household messed up. His son was raping his daughter. His son had sex with all his wives. Absalom. All this stuff went down. He said, this sword will never leave your house. Why? Because you wanted this one woman, David. Now you got to live out this pain of your kids warring against each other. They warring against you, trying to plot to kill you. All this stuff went on until David died. Go ahead.
11. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thy eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
That when Absalom, he took his wives on the top of the temple and laid beds out and had sex with all his wives in one day. So everybody can see it. This is his own son doing this to him. You can read the whole story. We'll be all there and read all this. But keep going.
For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
And he did it before all Israel. All of David's business was out in the street. From his kids, raping, from his son raping his daughter, from Absalom sleeping in front. Everybody knew this. That's why men, we got to be careful now. The stuff we do, we can put it on our kids. Meaning that they can be in a bad situation because of what we did. And the wives too. Now Sheba had a part to pay in this too now. She knew she was married. Go ahead.
13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord, And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die.
See, David was the apple God eye. He said, look, I ain't gonna kill you, but some got to die though. Go ahead. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord, yes, sir,
to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto these shall surely die.
So the child will die. All because